You'd think vegetables are always the heroes of our diet, but for seniors over 60, some vegetables might not be doing your joints any favors. In fact, a few of the most commonly eaten ones might be secretly fueling inflammation and draining your energy, not helping it. We're not saying veggies are bad across the board, far from it. But there's a big difference between the ones that support aging joints and the ones that wear them down. And most people have no idea which is which. That ends today, because in this video, we're breaking down the 3 vegetables you may want to avoid to protect your joints and the energy-boosting, anti-inflammatory veggies you should be eating instead. The ones that don't just help you move easier, but help you feel stronger, steadier, and more pain-free throughout the day. Now, before you panic, no, this isn't about giving up vegetables entirely. It's about making smarter choices. It's about recognizing that after 60, your body isn't playing by the same rules it used to. You're not recovering as quickly, and inflammation sticks around longer. The wear and tear on your knees, hips, hands, it adds up. So every little choice you make in the kitchen can either support that or sabotage it. And believe it or not, some vegetables that sound healthy on paper actually make things worse when it comes to joint pain, stiffness, and even energy levels. So if your knees ache after sitting too long, or you feel wiped out by mid-afternoon no matter how much you slept, this could be a missing piece of the puzzle. Let's start with a vegetable most people eat without thinking twice. Eggplant. Yup, this deep purple nightshade may look harmless, even healthy. But for many people, eggplant is a stealthy inflammation trigger. That's because it contains solanine, a natural chemical compound that can aggravate joint pain in people who are sensitive to it. Solanine is found in nightshade vegetables like eggplant, tomatoes, potatoes, and peppers. While not dangerous for most if you're dealing with arthritis or chronic joint stiffness, these compounds can irritate your system and spark an inflammatory response. Think swelling, stiffness, and soreness that just won't quit. Not to mention the sluggishness that follows when your body is working overtime to deal with unnecessary inflammation. The crazy part? Many seniors are eating more eggplant because they've heard it's good for heart health or weight management. And while it does have fiber and antioxidants, that benefit may not outweigh the inflammatory side effects. If you're sensitive, you could be doing all the right things that now, grilled eggplant, roasted eggplant, eggplant dips, and still feel achy or tired. That's the trap. And this is where awareness becomes power. Because when you understand which vegetables to avoid and which to lean on instead, your joints and your energy can both thank you. So, if eggplant is on the chopping block, what should you swap it with? Try reaching for zucchini. It's not flashy, but it's gentle on your joints and packed with vitamin C, potassium, and manganese, nutrients that help repair tissues, regulate inflammation, and boost your overall cellular energy. Plus, zucchini is versatile. Whether it's roasted with herbs, spiralized into noodles, or added into soups and stews, it gives you all the veggie benefits without the solanine risk. It's light, it's hydrating, and it supports a smoother digestion process too, which means you'll feel less bloated and more energized after your meal. It's one of those humble foods that doesn't get the spotlight, but quietly supports almost every system in your body. Now let's talk about another common vegetable that could be making your joint pain worse, especially if you're eating it out of convenience. Canned green beans. Now, fresh green beans? Totally different story. But the canned versions are usually preserved with high levels of sodium and often soaked in a metal-lined container that can leach small amounts of BPA or other preservatives into your food. Not only does this spike your blood pressure, but it also introduces pro-inflammatory chemicals that can wreak havoc on sensitive joints. Many seniors turn to canned vegetables, thinking they're making a healthy choice, and they are, compared to processed snacks or fast food, but it's a lesser evil, not a joint-friendly solution. If your green beans are limp, metallic tasting, and from a can, it might be time to reconsider. A better option? Go for steamed broccoli. It's one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory veggies on the planet, and it's full of sulforaphane, compound that fights joint-damaging free radicals and can even slow down cartilage deterioration. That's a big deal, especially for seniors who already feel like their knees are grinding every time they stand up. Broccoli also helps detoxify the body and supports liver function, which can reduce the systemic inflammation that makes joint pain worse. And just like zucchini, broccoli can be added to almost any dish, stir fries, omelets, soups, you name it. Here's something you might not expect. Some people feel worse after eating white potatoes. They're another nightshade, just like eggplant, and they're loaded with starchy carbohydrates that can cause a spike in blood sugar. What does blood sugar have to do with your joints? A lot. When blood sugar rises, it increases a process called glycation, where sugar molecules attach to proteins and fats in your body and create what are called AGEs, advanced glycation end products. These compounds directly contribute to stiffness, joint degeneration, and even that creaky, inflamed feeling in your hands and feet. If you're waking up with stiff fingers or feel like your ankles take forever to loosen up in the morning, potatoes might be part of the problem. Now, before you swear off potatoes forever, here's some good news. You don't need to ditch starchy comfort foods entirely. You just need smarter swaps. One of the best alternatives? Sweet potatoes. Unlike white potatoes, sweet potatoes are rich in antioxidants like beta-carotene and vitamin A, which help reduce oxidative stress and fight chronic inflammation. They also have a lower glycemic index, which means they won't spike your blood sugar as quickly. That makes them a safer option for people with arthritis, diabetes, or even just sluggish energy levels. Plus, sweet potatoes are packed with fiber, which supports gut health. And a healthy gut is directly linked to lower levels of inflammation throughout the entire body. Speaking of inflammation, let's take a closer look at one of the sneakiest culprits hiding in your kitchen: pickled vegetables. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aren't pickles supposed to be healthy? After all, they're just cucumbers and vinegar, right? Well, not exactly. Many store-bought pickles and other pickled vegetables are loaded with sodium, artificial preservatives, and sometimes even added sugars. That cocktail of additives can lead to water retention, elevated blood pressure, and, you guessed it, inflammation in your joints. And while a little tangy crunch every now and then won't hurt, making pickled veggies a staple in your diet can work against your mobility over time. Instead of reaching for that jar of neon green pickles, consider trying fermented foods like sauerkraut or kimchi. But only if they're raw and unpasteurized. Why? Because raw fermented veggies contain live probiotics, which support a healthy gut microbiome. That might not sound directly related to joint pain, but studies show that a healthy gut can reduce the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines. Those are the messengers your immune system sends out when it's angry. When those messages get too loud, your joints start to feel the brunt of it. So yes, healing your gut can absolutely heal your joints. Now, let's move to one of the most controversial veggie categories: nightshades. We touched on eggplants and potatoes, but there's one more that deserves special attention: tomatoes. I know, they're a dietary staple. They're in your pasta sauce, your salad, your sandwich. But for some seniors, tomatoes can trigger flare-ups and joint pain. The issue again lies in that compound solanine, which in susceptible individuals may irritate joint tissue and worsen symptoms of arthritis. It's not the same for everyone, but if you feel stiffer after meals with heavy tomato-based sauces or soups, your body might be telling you something. If that sounds like you, it might be time to switch to red bell peppers. They've got the same vibrant color, a sweet and slightly tangy taste, and none of the solanine risks. On top of that, red bell peppers are loaded with vitamin C, more than an orange actually, and that nutrient is essential for collagen production. Collagen, as you might know, is the protein that keeps your joints cushioned and your skin firm. Without it, joints become brittle and sore. So eating bell peppers might not just help you move better, it might help you look better too. All right, now that we've peeled back the truth about nightshades, let's round out our discussion with the final two vegetables. First up is one you might not expect: beets. Beets are often praised for their cardiovascular benefits, and rightfully so. They help increase nitric oxide in the blood, which can lower blood pressure and improve circulation. But when it comes to joint health, beets offer a little-known superpower: beta-alans. These are potent anti-inflammatory compounds found in beets that help combat joint swelling and oxidative stress, especially in people with osteoarthritis or rheumatoid conditions. Add to that a healthy dose of folate and magnesium, and you've got a root vegetable that works overtime to protect your joints while boosting overall energy levels. And it doesn't stop there. Beets are naturally rich in nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes blood vessels and promotes better oxygen delivery to your muscles. This means not only do you move more easily, but your muscles also fatigue less quickly, helping you stay active and energized throughout the day. Toss roasted beets into a salad, blend them into a smoothie, or just enjoy them steamed. However you eat them, they're a powerhouse for aging joints and tired bodies. Finally, we come to carrots. Yes, the humble carrot. Don't let its simplicity fool you. Carrots are one of the most accessible, joint-friendly vegetables around. They're rich in beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A, a nutrient vital for repairing tissues, including cartilage. If your joints feel creaky, stiff, or worn down, vitamin A helps support the natural regeneration process. Carrots also contain fiber, potassium, and small amounts of calcium and magnesium, all crucial for maintaining joint flexibility and bone health as we age. What makes carrots especially appealing for seniors is their versatility. You can eat them raw, steamed, roasted, or even juiced. They're naturally sweet, which satisfies cravings without spiking blood sugar. Plus, they're easy to digest, an underrated benefit for people dealing with digestive sensitivity or bloating. And unlike some of the more divisive veggies we've discussed, carrots tend to be well tolerated by nearly everyone, making them a safe and beneficial addition to nearly any diet. So, where does this leave us? When it comes to joint health, it's not just about what you eat, it's about what you avoid too. Canned green beans, white potatoes, pickled veggies, and nightshades like tomatoes and eggplant may not harm everyone, but for many seniors, they could be quietly fueling inflammation. On the flip side, nutrient-rich options like spinach, broccoli, sweet potatoes, red bell peppers, beets, and carrots can offer powerful, natural relief. The key is paying attention to your body, experimenting with your plate, and using food as your first line of defense against aging, swelling, and fatigue. It's easy to underestimate how much your joints affect the rhythm of your life, until every step, bend, or stretch becomes a reminder of discomfort. And while there's no magic food that erases arthritis overnight, the long-term impact of what you eat is anything but minor. The vegetables you choose each day either feed inflammation or fight it. And as we've just discussed, some of the most commonly eaten healthy vegetables may be causing more harm than good for aging joints. This is especially true if you've been unknowingly consuming items like canned green beans or nightshades that your body doesn't tolerate well. But here's the powerful truth. The right vegetables can work like slow-release medicine. Not only can they reduce inflammation and stiffness, but they also help replenish the building blocks your body needs to repair itself. Foods rich in vitamin C, like broccoli and bell peppers, help synthesize collagen. Magnesium-rich veggies like spinach support muscle function and nerve balance. Beta-carotene from carrots boosts cellular repair. When you add these together, you're not just eating for nutrition, you're actively healing. And it's not just about your joints. The more you reduce inflammation, the better your whole body functions. You'll start to notice improvements in your energy levels, sleep quality, digestion, even your mood. Inflammation is a silent enemy that doesn't just attack one part of your body, it drags everything down with it. By replacing inflammation-triggering foods with those rich in antioxidants, fiber, and essential minerals, you're fighting back on every front. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about something just as important as what's on your plate: consistency. The benefits we've talked about today won't show up after just one meal or even a week. But when you commit to long-term change, when you build your meals around foods that protect your joints rather than inflame them, you'll begin to feel it, not just in less swelling or less pain, but in the return of something much more meaningful: independence. The freedom to move, walk, reach, stretch, and do all the things that bring joy into your life. So if you're over 60 and your joints have been aching, consider today your starting point. Not a restriction, but a revelation. You don't need expensive supplements or miracle cures. You just need the right knowledge. And now, you have it. Swap out the worst offenders, bring in the healing alternatives, and let your body do what it was designed to do: thrive. Up next, we'll share how to structure your meals around these foods for maximum joint support. So, how do you actually bring all of this into your kitchen without it feeling like a chore? Let's talk about the easiest way to make this transition work in real life. We're not asking you to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Instead, start by building your plate around the vegetables that nourish your joints. It could be as simple as sautéing spinach with garlic and olive oil and adding it to your morning eggs. That's anti-inflammatory fats, magnesium, and iron all in one. Or maybe you prepare a side of roasted carrots for dinner. Roast them with a sprinkle of turmeric and black pepper, and you've just created a powerful healing dish without even trying. Add steamed broccoli to your lunch, or toss it into a stir-fry with a handful of cashews for added joint-friendly nutrients like zinc and selenium. These aren't extreme changes. They're just smart, targeted swaps. Even something like pickled beets can become your secret weapon. Beets are naturally rich in nitrates, which supports circulation. That means more oxygen gets to your joints and muscles. Slice them cold into a salad or eat them on the side of your sandwich instead of chips. You're still getting that crunch and satisfaction, just without the inflammation. Now, let's be honest. Sometimes we cling to old food habits out of comfort. But it's not really comfort if it leaves you stiff and sore the next morning. That can of green beans might feel easy, but the sodium and the lack of fiber are not doing your joints any favors. Try fresh or frozen alternatives instead. You get the flavor, the fiber, and none of the inflammation spike. The same goes for nightshades. If tomatoes and peppers make your knees throb or your fingers swell, it's not in your head. Start tracking your symptoms and try a 2-week break. Many seniors report less joint pain and more energy within days of removing nightshades from their meals. And remember, there are dozens of other colorful veggies that don't come with that risk. Don't let variety be a limiting factor. One more tip that's often overlooked: hydration. Your joints need water, like a car needs oil. If you're not drinking enough, even the best anti-inflammatory foods won't make up for it. Aim for half your body weight in ounces of water a day. Herbal teas count too. Toss a slice of lemon or a splash of apple cider vinegar in your water to support digestion and detox at the same time. Now that we've covered which vegetables support your joints and which ones might be sabotaging them, it's time to look at the deeper connection: your gut. See, joint pain doesn't just come from wear and tear. It often starts in your digestive system. If your gut is inflamed, your whole body is inflamed, and that includes your joints. Many of the foods we've already talked about, like carrots, broccoli, spinach, and beets, are also gut-friendly. They feed the good bacteria that live in your digestive tract. These good bacteria play a crucial role in managing inflammation, processing nutrients, and even regulating your immune system. If they're out of balance, inflammation spreads fast, and your knees and hips feel it. But here's where things get even more interesting. Blood sugar plays a huge role too. When your blood sugar levels spike and crash all day from eating processed or starchy foods like white potatoes or pickled vegetables loaded with sugar, it puts extra stress on your joints. That's because high blood sugar leads to a process called glycation, where sugar sticks to proteins and causes them to become stiff and brittle, just like your joints. The solution? Stabilize your blood sugar by eating vegetables high in fiber and low in starch. Beets may be sweet, but their natural sugars are paired with fiber, so they don't cause big spikes. Carrots? Same story. Broccoli and spinach? Even better. They help keep your blood sugar even, your gut healthy, and your joints moving without pain. Now, some people think, well, I've been eating tomatoes my whole life. How bad could they be? And sure, maybe nightshades didn't bother you at 40. But our bodies change with age. What didn't trigger inflammation before can absolutely do so now. You're not imagining it. If you notice joint stiffness, swelling, or fatigue after eating tomatoes, eggplants, or peppers, your body is giving you a clue. It's not about fear, it's about listening. And when you start making small changes like swapping that nightshade-heavy pasta sauce for a beet-based version or loading your plate with leafy greens instead of canned green beans, your body responds fast. Seniors have reported less swelling in their hands, better sleep, and even improved energy just days after eliminating inflammatory veggies and adding in the healing ones. And it's not just about how you feel. These foods also help reduce long-term joint damage. That means more mobility, more freedom, and a much lower risk of needing surgery down the line. In Part 8, we're going to tie everything together and give you a simple way to build a joint-healing, energy-boosting meal plan that fits your lifestyle and keeps your joints happy. So how do you put this all into action without overhauling your entire kitchen or stressing over every bite? It's simpler than you think. Start with one meal a day, just one. And make it your joint-supporting power meal. That could be breakfast, lunch, or dinner. The key is consistency, not perfection. Let's say you're making lunch. Skip the sandwich with tomato and white bread. Instead, toss together a warm spinach and beet salad with some grilled chicken or salmon. Add a few walnuts for crunch, olive oil for anti-inflammatory fat, and maybe some shredded carrots for a touch of sweetness. Not only is it delicious, it's loaded with nutrients your joints will love. If you're craving something cozy for dinner, how about roasting carrots and broccoli with a sprinkle of turmeric and garlic? Serve it with a side of quinoa and some lean protein like turkey or beans. It's comforting, nourishing, and supports your gut, your energy, and your joints. Want a snack? Try a small bowl of steamed beets with a dash of sea salt, or grab some carrot sticks with hummus. These are real simple foods that don't take hours in the kitchen, and they work. But here's the most important part. Don't just do this once. Make it a habit. Your joints don't need a miracle. They need a little bit of support every single day. And over time, those small changes add up to big results. Less inflammation, better sleep, more energy. And yes, joints that feel years younger. It's also worth noting that the vegetables you avoid matter just as much as the ones you eat. Nightshades like tomatoes and eggplants, you don't have to banish them forever, but try cutting them out for 2 weeks. Pay close attention to how your body feels. Do you wake up less stiff? Can you walk a little farther without aching? That's your answer. And for those canned green beans or overly processed pickled vegetables, do yourself a favor and skip them. There are so many fresh, vibrant alternatives that offer real support instead of setting you back. This isn't about being restrictive, it's about being intentional. You're giving your body what it needs to thrive, not just survive. And the benefits go way beyond joints. Clearer thinking, more stamina, better digestion. When you support your joints with the right foods, you support your whole body. So take what you've learned here, try one change today, and keep building. Your future self will thank you. Every time you stand up without pain, walk farther than you used to, or sleep through the night without waking up stiff and sore. You've got this.